All right, what about Ameobi here? We are playing another course from the TGCTours course database from the completed courses subform. Right now, we are playing Hoven Golf Club by Nifty One. Uh, Not sure if I'm not sure how experienced this designer is. I'm still new to the community, or the not the community, sorry, the community. So it's based on, or he's used Lofton as an inspiration, um, but it's not meant to be an RCR of it. Okay, let's see what we've got. We got this water to the left. Uh, yeah, some kind of rugged stuff to the right here. This pinches in. You can see why hitting driver would be a bad idea. I mean, you could just hit something up here and you got a bunch of room. If you want to hit driver, you got to sneak it through here. Little green too, and you could very easily end up down in this spot. So the strategy of it looks really nice. I'm going to see what happens if we try to take a crack at it. I yank that. I might get away with it. Maybe not. We're in the rocks here. Not too bad. I guess that was uphill, was it? Or it was into the wind for sure, so that might have been something that caused me some issues. See how this works. Okay, everything's sloping from right to left by the looks of it, which, okay, this is coming out from this way, which makes sense the way the land is, and it's going down towards water. And it's a short par 4, so if the greens are a bit harsh, that's kind of to be expected. Stay up. Nope. What are the speeds on these? 172 at publish. Alright. I have to be honest, I don't know the course that this is inspired off of, so I can't really speak too much to that. Okay. We got ourselves a short par 3, kind of a pot there in front. Slopes all over the place. So you might want to hit it in the right spot, otherwise you're going to struggle. Decent wind too, which makes sense being out here by the sea. Didn't quite get that. And we're going to be on the wrong level as a result. Okay. Makes sense. And we just haven't been patient enough to let ourselves take the putter back. Okay. Nice little hole. Pretty gentle opening, which I don't mind. I like that we've got the sea kind of in view here right at the gate, or in play really, right out of the gate. It kind of is a bit bare, but that's difficult to do, like to deal with when you're dealing with links. So it's definitely got that linksy feel to it. So I don't know, maybe some planting or something would just make things stand out a bit more. It's hard to say. Here the wind has made me just be able to hit driver to the corner. A different wind would make that a different shot, obviously. I like that there's some inconsistency in the fairway. You want that in the links. In other streams I've said I like me a good links, so I like a lot of the stuff we're doing here with this one. Alright, so now we're heading back to the sea. Got the mound. This is probably more decorative than anything, unless yeah, I mean, I guess a different wind condition that could come into play. But right now it doesn't seem to. Oh, I didn't want to put a draw on it. hanging lie there, which is absolutely fine. What you'd expect. Don't shoot. Okay, and then this green, well, sort of bunkerless, kind of, but not completely. There's some kind of beach type bunker around it, but for an approach shot like I hit, I don't really see how it comes into play. Alright. We're on the board. Chipping is almost kind of too easy in this game. Once you figure it out, of course. I mean, I didn't always have it figured out, so. And there's still times where I don't. Yeah, this is... Let me just play a few more holes. Okay. Not really a huge reason not to hit driver here. Unless you're into the wind, in which case you would maybe want to stay back of that mound. That's something I'm going to have to keep reminding myself, is that the wind is going to really affect things around here, I think. There we got a nice little lob wedge in, doing exactly what you wouldn't do in a links, which is loft it way up in the air, zip it back. Bit of a smile bunker in the front, and then if we're going links, this is a me thing. I like pot bunkers on links. I'd like to see some pots around. Now, I don't know if this is meant to be a true links, with it being in Norway. I'm not familiar with Norwegian golf, so I might be wrong in saying that, but yeah, I would love to see that, personally. Yeah, it is a bit bare. We could do with a little bit more planting. Like, we've got some trees over there, but they're just kind of sparsely planted out there. I mean, it does have the look of a lynx, so it's not a major thing. It's just maybe a little something could be done just to kind of spruce it up a hair, make it just a little bit more visually appealing. Again, uneven fairway, which makes sense. It's actually giving us a nice look into the green. It shouldn't come into play, so it's okay. It's a decorative thing. I just don't like rocks as hazards. It's, again, me thing. Alright, hopefully this has a bit of juice on it. Set right there. Perfect. Yeah, alright. You're gonna get blocked for that garbage. Okay. Alright, yeah, give me, I want some bunkers here. It's just kind of, and maybe this is the course, like what you've based it on or inspired by. Maybe this is the style. My own personal taste would be to stick pots all over this. It is penal at the back, so it's not like it's not a hard hole. It's just, I don't know. And in fairness, pots aren't easy to get right. Okay. Ooh. this is a tough one. Because if I lay up, I'm going to have 8,000 miles in. I think. Yeah, I am. If I go at it, I'm bringing the water really into play. Unless I can just hang it out. That might be bunker bound. Depends on the slope of the... yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And then it's in the rough. Nice. Alright, so now we're not getting to the green. So we gotta hit this fairway, otherwise we don't have a chance, which is absolutely fine. So we're just gonna slap it up here. This is where if you hit 3-wood and miss the fairway, I mean, you're really gonna be struggling, so... example of you might just be better off hammering it up there, and if you're in the rough, as far you're better off being closer to the green than farther away. Okay, crummy swing plane, but got us where we needed to be. Didn't think that was gonna break. See, now this is what I want right here. I'd like to see more of these. That's a nice pot bunker. Nice lip to it. You're not gonna like being in that. We got a little bit more going on here. Yeah, this hole I'm liking a lot more. With this wind being so much into us. I needed that to be faster. I hope that kicks hard left. It does not. Or we get... no, we would have had a chance to get there if I'd hit the fairway. It's too bad. Let's hit a crappy shot. Okay, just float a lob wedge up there again. A little bit of spin. This game's like real life. If I ever get backspin on a shot in real life, it's because it's short and it comes up, it goes away from the hole. I never hit it long and rip it back to the hole. I seem to do this a lot here too. Alright, so here, downwind, you could potentially have a sneak at the green. You've got the water protecting it, or you can lay way back. I like the design of this hole strategically. I like the bunkers up in front of the green too. I'm gonna try just because it's fun. Now, where do we end up here? We're gonna kick back right? No, we're not. Just gonna sneak into the rough. Okay. So that might not have been the shot there. Nah, we'll try this. I was afraid if I used... yeah, I was afraid that was short, and I was afraid the next club was going to go long. So... poor. Poor, poor, poor. Alright. So here we got ourselves a stream. Canuck's favorite thing in the world to design. It doesn't quite look right. It looks like the water table is just... I mean, it looks like a decent rain, and we could have ourselves a flood. There isn't really any kind of sloping down into it, at least here. it kind of, yeah, it's a bit squiggly. Streams, from what I can tell, are really difficult to get right, so this, yeah, this could be a little better, but alright. We won't get too upset about that, though. Otherwise, it is just a driver hole by the looks of it, unless laying it back gives you an easier second shot, potentially, if it's a full shot in. But this is a full shot in with this wind, at least. So it looks like it would take a pretty crummy shot to end up in that creek. Let's not get in there. Zoop. That was strong wind. I meant to go look at the creek a bit more. See, like here, that's more like it. There's some banks to it. It creates a creek, whereas back there, it's just kind of like, I mean, you'd almost be like, is this casual water? Very hard to get a creek right, though, so. Yanked it a bit. Yeah, there's just something missing. I mean, it has the feel of the links, but this is nice. This I like. Again, we got the pot there, bunkers protecting, a little bit of housing going on down there. I'm not sure what those buildings are, but they're cool. And again, we got to look at the sea out there, so it's got the links feel to it. It's just, the other thing is, in fairness, there's been a couple of really, really good links courses come out in the last little bit, right in the pot. Alright, so I like how this lip isn't letting me hit, like I'm gonna just hit 7-iron out, I think. Yeah, that's a well-designed pot. It's a half a shot penalty at least. Yeah, there's been a lot of really good links come out lately. There's been Dunstan Head. There's been the one I played yesterday. Was it Turnstone? Yeah, Turnstone. There's the old links at Tillman. So I'm probably looking at this through the lens of those courses, and maybe being a bit biased by how really good those were. And I'm not saying this isn't good, it's just those are, you can almost say, special. Alright, so the green, I like how there's that bunker down there that everything feeds towards. Bit of a drop off to the back. I don't mind leaving that bunker-less. You could make a bunker there if you wanted to, but if you don't, it's absolutely fine too. Alright, now we got ourselves a long par 3. Now we're starting to incorporate some pots a bit more, which is making me happy. Good, I mean, good size green for the length of the hole. It looks like everything's funneling out to the right, which you would kind of expect, well, which is consistent. I wouldn't say I was going to expect it, but it's consistent, which is good. Yeah. Just trying to think how I want to hit this. I didn't want it slow. That's not, unless it bounces, not quite. Alright, so this just requires a really good shot. That's all there is to that. One big skip and then put the brakes on. Okay. That's a strong par 4, or sorry, strong par 3. going bunkerless here, but we got the water. Again, just a bit on the bare side. The only really thing standing out is the water. This second shot looks like it's going to be pretty wild. I don't know if we'll have enough to be able to get there. Maybe. The question is that the shot? Because you've got all around it is trouble. So if you're going to take this on, you better hit it right. Otherwise, you're not going to like what happens. The other option is to throw one over here. And what am I leaving myself if I do that? I'm leaving myself like a sand wedge in, a full one. The wind isn't helping here. It's straight across. I need to get it about 230 to get over this. Alright, I'm going to take it on because it's fun too. Gave the wind a bit too much respect there. But where do we end up now? Different wind condition, this hole would play totally differently. But that, I mean, strategically, that was well done. There's a shot you can take on if you want to. I should have paid attention to that green. There's a shot you can take on if you want to, and then if not, there's a clear layup area to give yourself the full wedge in. And there's danger around the green. That ended up playing, the second shot ended up playing a little easier than I expected it to. I expected it to be quite difficult, but... And then here... Oh, look at this. You're really tempting me here. Because I've got the world back here to hit, probably in this case an iron, and then have probably about, what, 120 or something in by the time it's done rolling. Or it could be taken on. Gonna end up just... Oh, is it gonna carry this? Almost. Not quite. And it is in the water. Yeah, that was a good... tempted me into it. I took it on. I wanted to see what happened if I took it on. But yeah, I could see people looking at that and thinking, I might be able to make it. Nope. So then you're going to have to bail over here. And it does funnel in that way, so you could. I think if I was going to hit driver, I needed to make sure I missed that left. Wouldn't mind another crack at that hole, actually. But good, again, another good design, another good strategic design. There's a I shouldn't say easy, but there's a straightforward layup, and then there's a chance for glory. That could be a really cool match play hole, actually. And then here we got the pots in front, which I really like. Here, there's not quite as much of a disincentive to go at it. To hit it way up here, because it's basically the same width, and it's just not as penal to if you miss this. The only thing would be, again, if a person is more comfortable hitting a full wedge rather than a flop, pitch, whatever, then that's why you wouldn't go at it, I think. Love that as a pot bunker. That's just great. I'm going to get myself a reputation of being he who just loves pot bunkers, but yeah, that's what you want. Now, I wish it was close. I wish it was right up against the green, actually. I'd like that to be more in play. That would be my only complaint about it. Because I'm not... Even if you were farther back, you'd still should be able to hit it over that and stop it. Even downwind, you should be able to leave yourself a short enough shot, you can do that. So just sneak those a bit closer to the green, make them come into play more. Would be my preference. And again, it's my preference, my opinion. If this has turned out how you wanted it to, then don't listen to me. Keep it how it is. Ultimately, you need to create a course you're happy with, not a course that WhatAboutAmeobi is happy with. I'm just playing through. The reason I do these playthroughs is I enjoy them, and people have told me that they get something out of seeing somebody else play their course. So this is interesting. Downhill, the wind like that it just tightens up, and I'm going to be getting up into that tight area if I hit driver. If I hit 3 wood, what's the green like? The green's pretty. Yeah, I just don't. I think this has to be a 3 wood. I think if you hit driver, you're asking for punishment. I should go far enough to leave myself a reasonable shot in. This rock outcropping here, yeah, it might come into play, but it kind of might not either. Again, pot in the front there. Wouldn't mind that being a bit closer to the green, but I'm liking that we're using pots more. Getting a bit stuttery here. I'm not sure that it shouldn't be, but PlayStation 4 is always a bit of a lottery when it comes to when it's gonna just get overloaded. So the green is reasonable for the hole. It fits it. It's not at all pancake flat. It's got some movement to it, but it's not extreme, and it's already a hard enough hole that it doesn't need to be. And we give ourselves another kind of 200-ish yard par 3, sorry. This bunker might come into play on a front pin. Back pin it certainly isn't. Super drop off to the right. Kind of a narrow green, especially as you get to the back. Does it drop off? Not really. It's kind of more flat back there. I think I'm just going to hit this. It does drop off to the left though. But the miss is left because right is just see ya. Now, is this going to bounce up there? Nope. That's fine. Did I hit it? Not really. Okay. It's a nice hole. Okay, is that stuff left? No, I could hit this into the clubhouse if I want. Huh. Carts sitting there, a couple of cars. Nice. I don't know if that's the clubhouse or the pro shop. Doesn't really matter. It's a fairly understated one, which is absolutely fine. No issues with that. And then up the road, I'm not sure what that is. I wouldn't be shocked if that was a pub, but I wouldn't be shocked if it isn't either. This one, so again, a bit short. You could make an argument for hitting a 3 wood here to keep away from that pot bunker. But I'm gonna just hammer it, I think. Another thing is I'm not sure. I mean, it's something that I've had another designer tell me was that when they designed, they weren't thinking about this driver. So that would be something else to look at as well. This course played really short, and that might have been the intention, and it might have been because of the driver that I'm using, and it might have been for some other reason, but good shot. So for a short hole, I like how this green is small, and you've decided to protect it with slope, which I'm cool with. I think I'm gonna need to hit this full. Pulled it. Alright. So that explains why you wouldn't want to hit driver. 3-wood to just having a full wedge is probably the play there. Let's see. I like, again, I love a links golf course, so right away I'm gonna like that. This one's on its way. I think there are some areas where it's a bit bare, and I wonder if more bunkers, especially pot bunkers, and that's a me thing. I might just change my name to WhatAboutAmeobi's pot bunkers, because I like them that much. But yeah, there was a few holes where something around in landing area around the green would have just made it a little bit more. I don't know if interesting is the word I want. It made me a little bit less bare. But overall, there was a lot of good strategy. There was some of it was subtle, which I really liked. That one par 4 where I knocked it in the water, I liked how that one was designed. I liked that downwind. It really was saying, do you want to take a crack at this? Because if you do, you can, but you're probably not going to have as easy a shot as you think you are. It is only a 6,700 yard course, so we do need to remember that. It's a short course, so it's going to play short. But yeah, there was some really good thought in a lot of the holes and a lot of the designs, the strategy of it. I'm a bit on the bare side, and I guess if I had to claim, there's a lot of 370, 80 yard par 4s where you're just gonna, unless you're disincentivized, otherwise you're hammering driver and you're pitching or flopping or lob wedging or whatever. Which might be what the course that you inspired this is based off of. That might be what it plays like too. So there's that. But no, I enjoyed the course. I had fun. There's just a couple of areas where I could see where it could be even better. That's all. But I'd encourage people to give this one